Salamat po sa mga taong nagbabahagi ng salita ng Diyos sa social media. Lagi ninyong sineshare yung mga homily namin dito. Salamat sa inyo.
My dear brothers and sisters, with last Sunday's celebration of Pentecost, the coming of the Holy Spirit, we are now given a complete picture of who God is. God is one, but this one God has three divine persons: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And while the Most Holy Trinity is the central mystery of our Christian faith, the Holy Trinity is not just a doctrine. It is not just a teaching. The Holy Trinity is not just a concept or an idea. The Holy Trinity is a community of persons bound in eternal communion of love. The Father loves the Son, and the Son loves the Father, and the love that is shared between the Father and the Son is the Holy Spirit. That is why, even though there are three persons, they do not become three gods. They remain to be one God because of the love that unites them, the love that bounds them. And so the Holy Trinity is not just something to be understood or something to be believed in. The Holy Trinity is a mystery, a life to be imitated. The Holy Trinity is our perfect example of love and unity as a community, as a family, as a church, as a society. Kung gusto nating matutong magmahal sa bawat isa, ang pagmamahal na nagbubunga ng pagkakaisa, ang halimbawa nating titingnan ay ang banal na Santatlo. And while the Most Holy Trinity teaches us so many things about love and how to love, one particular aspect of love that is shown by the Most Holy Trinity is highlighted by our readings today. As we celebrate today the Most Holy Trinity, we focus on the kind of love that they share with one another. And one way that they show their love for each other as three persons in one God is what we can call as holy deference. Holy deference. It is a love that knows how to defer to the others. It is a love that knows how to give way for others. It is a love that knows how to step back to give space for others. The Holy Trinity shows their love for each other by deferring to each other. In our gospel today, Jesus speaks of the Holy Spirit. And Jesus says that the Holy Spirit will not speak on His own. The Holy Spirit will only speak and declare what He hears from Jesus. And so the Holy Spirit does not promote Himself. He glorifies and exalts Jesus. And Jesus in turn says, everything that the Father has is mine. And so Jesus points to the Father as the source of everything. The Holy Spirit will speak the words of Jesus, and Jesus says, everything that I have is really not from me, but from the Father. You see, my dear brothers and sisters, in the most Holy Trinity, there is no competition. Walang pagalingan. Walang pataasan. There is only an eternal deferring of love. Pinagbibigyan yung bawat isa. Nagpaparaya para sa bawat isa. No wonder, one theologian explained the Trinity as a kind of an eternal dance. Yun daw, Trinity, parang nagsasayaw. Kapag tayong mga tao nagsasayaw, there are moments that we have to step back so that others may take the lead. In the same manner, in the Trinity, they know how to defer, to step back, to give way to the other persons, and in doing so, all of them are glorified. This is also what we heard from our first reading today. When wisdom speaks of the moment of creation, wisdom declares that he was there, present when God was creating the world. In fact, it was wisdom that God used in order to create the whole of creation. But wisdom does not demand attention, does not seek the spotlight, but wisdom says everything is created by God. Hindi niya sinabing, kung wala naman ako, hindi naman magagawa ng Diyos yan. He stepped back and acknowledged that everything is God's. In our second reading, St. Paul talks about the love of God being poured into our hearts. The love of God is not hoarded, is not kept, is not hidden in God's self. God pours it out. God shares it to each one of us. My dear brothers and sisters, how different this reality of our triune God is to the world we are living in, where power is hoarded, where status is sought, where we are willing to pull down, destroy, and even kill in order to get the highest position, and where giving way for others is often seen as a weakness. Today, the Holy Trinity teaches us that our greatest glory is found not in domination, not in controlling, not in always taking the lead, not in always being at the spotlight, but in deferring, a love that knows how to step back, a love that knows how to give chance to others, a love that knows how to make space for others. In the family, if parents and children yield to each other, listen to each other, and lovingly obey each other, that is Trinitarian. O ngayon po, Father's Day, at binabati natin lahat ng mga tatay at mga lolo na naririto. If fathers are willing to sacrifice for their children, for their family, if they are willing even to let go of some conveniences in order to make the lives of their families better. And they will not assert their authority over their wives and their children. That is Trinitarian. In marriage, if husbands and wives mutually respect and love each other, if they willingly become subordinate to each other, nagpapasakop sa isa't isa, that is Trinitarian. If in our society, everyone, even those who are marginalized, are given equal opportunities, equal privileges, equal rights, that is Trinitarian. And even in the church, if ministries, organizations in the church, and even priests and lay people do not compete with each other, but they collaborate and cooperate for the building up of God's kingdom, that is Trinitarian. My dear brothers and sisters, in the Holy Trinity, there is mutual love shown in deferring to each other. You give way, you give chance to others, you make space for others to shine. That is love as shown to us by the Trinity. My dear brothers and sisters, the Most Holy Trinity is not a puzzle to be solved, but a life to be imitated. The Holy Trinity invites us to love by knowing how to defer to each other. Let us always remember that it's not always about you. And it should not always be you. Like the Trinity, defer and give chance to others. Give way and make space for others. For that is what true love does. That is what true love means. And God, who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, is love.